Black history is more than just slavery. For those of you who aspire to know my name, I am Asia, but you could also refer to me as the author of inspiration and ambition. I am the equilibrium that balances quality over quantity. I am the young woman that seeks legitimacy and authenticity. As I reflect upon my experiences, I have come to realize that society portrays me as unconscious and unwoke. But I am woke. The fearful white man, Willie Lynch, established a guideline that became very potent to the mind. He preached, keep the body, take the mind. In other words, have the slaves be physically strong but mentally broken. Have the skinny woman and the big woman compete amongst each other. But most importantly, teach the black woman independence. He knew that his influence would last for centuries. We abide by this concept so much we found it errors in which the majority of the youth thrive in female-dominated households. We have the black men slaughter each other and overflow the prison cells. A black man kills another black man, aiming the gun to his head. And all it took was one flick of the trigger and another body becomes buried 6 feet under and forgotten. That's exactly what Willie Lynch planned for us, to be the executioners of our own history. However, they are wrong. I am descendants of the kings and queens of Africa, and the responsibility of royalty is to captivate the hearts of others by depicting vigor over weakness. For example, Queen Nzinga negotiated harmony amongst the Portuguese and her brother's kingdom despite having to suffer the loss of her only son. Additionally, I've come from people who have created a new sense of self. The Greeks relied on the Egyptians for book resources. Pharaohs, kings, and queens in all the African cultures were mentally rich. Today's struggles of Black Americans may be different than those of our ancestors, but as teenagers, we face our own set of obstacles. I endured the afflictions caused by my father's absence. The man who watched the female sovereign pick petals off of flowers she grew in her own garden. He loves me not. The man who said his vows and pledged to love the goddess unconditionally, but watched her cry after almost losing her child, me. I never begged the man or anybody else for sympathy, because although that happened to me, I am resilient. I learned that I do not need a man to feel validated. I am just as powerful. The only love and acceptance I need is from myself. Self-love is a magnet that draws people towards you. And once you realize just how much you are worth, you will stop giving people discounts and never settle for less. To put it in perspective, Africans have endured the lash of the whip and suffered from the Middle Passage. Captives were held in poor health from the mental and physical abuse they had endured. Furthermore, I come from people that are tough and don't make any excuses. Despite their circumstances, they have shown that heroism is earned, not given. Lastly, I have learned from my experiences that I am not the product of my circumstances, but rather the product of my decisions. I am the words that Maya Angelou utters in her poetry verses. She stated, "People will forget what you did. People will forget what you said. But people will never forget how you made them feel. When I speak, my words are never slurred. My actions never accidental. And my impact on the mind forever stays." I vocalize my perspective of liberty as if I were Coretta Scott King. Freedom is never really won. You earn it. and you win it in every generation. I am the female version of John Anthony Copeland. I will never let the judicial system deteriorate my confidence. Black history is more than just slavery. It is made of inventors who made contributions to society, philosophers who became their own survivors for the troubles that they have faced. I will use my knowledge to implement change that will create a better world and a brighter future. Thank you.